Hi, everybody. So I think we're live. Thank you for coming over to the Masterclass, Finding Your Audience. This is a masterclass that I'm giving to the Radical Launch System group program. And I want to give this to you as well. So get yourselves comfortable. I'm going to start the presentation. And if you have any questions, let me know. So this is for you if you know already who you are talking to online. So if you already have your niche and your target audience all sorted out, this is for you. But you are probably still wondering where to find your tribe. So this is a question that I get many times over. They know who they are, but they can't find them. And the truth is that it's all up to you. This happens when, so you will find your audience when you're aligned with your niche. Okay, when you know exactly the message that you are transmitting, you are communicating with your target audience. And you also know a lot about your target audience journey. So what they've been through, the pain points, the struggles, everything else. You also, you are passionate about what you do. And when you know exactly who you're talking to, that's when the magic happens. And the truth is that you do not need to find your audience because they find you. And this is real. When you know exactly, when you have your message and your positioning, your expert positioning in place, they will find you. So you know, the search starts and it feels a little bit like finding gold dust, doesn't it? And the question that you pose all the time, it's very valid. But in reality, when you have your message nailed on, your ideal audience will find you instead. All you need to be and to do is to be consistent, you know, focused on what they want and show up. They want to know your story because your niche at the end of the day is you some time in the past and you went through the struggle that they're going through now. And you went through the struggle and you overcame that struggle. So their journey, who you're targeting right now, their journey is your journey in the past and your niche. The content that you create is going to resonate with them because you are so attuned with what they're going through that it's going to be easy. And therefore, when it starts resonating with them, they will find you. But before, so when they actually find you, it's also important that you have something in place, which is your attraction lead magnet. And I'm going to talk about it later on. But in the meantime, let's move on. So you need to be very clear on who are you searching for. And where they're hanging out, basically. So I'm going to put a little poll up. And I think the poll is up. So where are they? Where is your ideal audience? Where are they hanging out? So again, when you have that clarity in your niche and exactly what you provide them, i.e. your offers, your packages, searching for your tribe, for your community becomes really easy. And also, another tip that I can give you is also look at your competitors. You know, who are people that are in your niche. So, for example, I'm targeting coaches. So I'm looking at other coaches and what they're doing and see if I can kind of adapt and adjust and make it better. So I'm not copying anything, but I'm just looking and researching and see what's in the market. Because if my competitors already have that audience, then why not I can tap into that audience as well, which is the same. Another thing that I would suggest you to do when you're searching for your audience is to partner and collaborate with other people that already have that audience. So, you know, there's a lot of people out there, and I don't believe in competition. I live in cooperation. So there's a lot of people out there, and if they haven't resonated with a person A or B, they might resonate with you, or vice versa. They might not resonate with you, so they might not be a good fit to work with you. So look at and make a list of possible partnerships or collaborations that you can work with, and also search some keywords and hashtags that are relevant to your niche. So let's move on. And basically, when you've done this search and you found them or they found you, what is the most important thing is the connection and starting conversations. So imagine that you're going to a networking event and you know that you have to talk to the people that are going into that networking event. So really just start those conversations, because that's how you are going to know your audience. And if your audience is in that networking event, or even partnerships in that networking event, you know, if you really have to start talking to them and listening as well. So talking and listening. So basically, why is this conversation starters for? It's basically to know what they want, what they're looking for. And if it's something that you provide, then you can give it to them. So conversation starters are a great way to know exactly what your audience is struggling with. When you find them or they find you, the next step will be to start engaging in conversations with them on a regular basis, not just one day. You start a conversation in a group and then the next day you kind of disappear for a few weeks. You need to be in your audience mind all the time, constantly. Not everybody is online at the same time. So the more present and the more consistent you are with your message, with your delivery, with your marketing activities, the better, because then they can see and feel if you are a good fit to work with them. So yes, so you must step out of your comfort zone. And I know it's difficult if you haven't done this before. It's kind of daunting. It's kind of scary because you know, especially if you're an introvert or even for an extrovert like myself, it's kind of daunting to start these conversations, and sometimes kind of funny as well because you don't really know what to say. So it's basically an inner game. You need to find that confidence, find that courage to make the first step into creating those conversations. Otherwise, how can others know about what you do, and how can they know if you're right for them or the other way around? So where are you? Where are you? Knock, knock, who's there? So where can you actually find them? So these are just a few examples. Online networking, seminars, conferences, online magazines, social media groups, social media in general, um, referral sites, advertising. There are a series of possibilities, really, but the main factor is that you need to show up. You need to go and search for these things, and basically you just need to research a little bit about how you can find them. So here are some ideas for you to find your new customers. And I want you to go home and, or if you're already at home, I want you to kind of like list at least three to five. From this list, just list 3 to 5 that you are considering and allowing to put in place. So, right, really quick, you can start blogging if you haven't done so already. Guest blogging. Make a list of possible magazines that are relevant in your niche, and contact the owner of those magazines and get yourself out there. In guest blogging is amazing because this is actually a really good example of tapping into other people that already have your audience, and they already have quite a big number. So live streaming is really, really important. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. You want your audience to see you. It's important to build like trust kind of factor, around your business and around your brand. Run ad campaigns, follow up with prospects. So follow up is always very difficult, and I'm guilty of this mistake. I haven't followed up in the past because I was just thinking of, oh my God, I'm going to be so annoying. They really don't want to talk to me again. So, but follow up is really, really important. If it's just a couple of sentences to see if they're still interested or not. So networking online as well. There's loads and loads of groups out there that you can tap into. Start a referral system. So for example, in my case, my business is based on a lot of referrals, because my clients see my work and they like it and they refer it to other people. It's as simple as that. And it doesn't have to be a full-on spreadsheet with a referral system. It doesn't, just a few names and just a few emails or telephone numbers, and start those conversations. So also keep in touch with your email list. It's really, really important to build your list. Your list is an asset to your business, and therefore you need to really make an effort to nurture the list, keep that relationship going. Set up a mastermind group, for example, or host an online workshop. Be open to opportunities every day. Just have your eyes wide open. And by interacting in groups, I see all the time certain opportunities that are, that otherwise I wouldn't see it if I wasn't showing up in those groups. Engage in groups and start collaborations. Most important, ask questions. No question is a silly question. So it's really, really important that you ask questions. And also asking questions is a way of researching of what your audience is struggling, is going through. What are the main problems that they want solved like straight away? Get PR, public relations. This really depends on your business model and if it is adapted to you as well. Create and give a presentation, just like this one, a masterclass, a little presentation. It doesn't have to be a long time, and I'm hoping not to stay here for an hour, an hour and a half. But just a presentation. And the presentation can be giving the solution to those questions that you've asked in the group, right? So another thing is write case studies, make partnerships. Again, I can't emphasize the importance of partnerships and collaborations. Partnerships, I mean, like joint ventures, like affiliate, full-on affiliate programs and everything else. Speak with relevant industry conference owners as well. That's really good to, if you want to be a speaker, if you want to be on stage. Speak with non-competing groups, create a challenge, develop one-page download, for example. And this is all to do with how you're going to attract them later on. I'm going to explain to you a little bit more about this. You can also use retargeting ads or ads in general. That's more of a specialized area. If you're not very familiar with that area, then resource some of the things that you're not very good at, and or you don't want to do, basically. So just resource those areas. Okay, so the power of live streaming. So this is what I said to you: go live, and in whenever possible, you know, in your business, in your Facebook business page, in your LinkedIn, on your social media accounts. You can go live whenever you feel like, because they are yours. In groups, just go through the rules of the groups and see if you can actually go live. Some groups don't really allow you to go live. But what does this do is that you are showing up authentically, and you are showing up your message, and your audience is going to start to know you, to like you, and to trust you. And this is the first stepping stone that you need. So look at, where is your audience? You know, Facebook, on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, where is your audience? And this is all depends on, for example, the demographics of your audience. Some demographics are more on Instagram, some demographics are more on Facebook, and on LinkedIn, for example. So, for example, for me, I'm targeting 9-to-5s. LinkedIn is amazing, and Facebook too. I love YouTube because I have a lot of videos on how to do certain things, and I love to teach. So YouTube is one of my favorite platforms. So do you know where to send people to? Meaning, when you go live, always have some sort of a call to action at the end that takes people into something of yours, to know more about you. So this is really important. So if you have a website, or if you have a group, or if you have a download, you always, some of your videos can be just without a call to action, and that's all right. You know, you need to do what feels good for you, basically. Do you have content to talk about? And a lot of people stress with, what content am I going to talk about when I'm going live? But break it down, and I'm going to talk about a little bit more about content and what you can do with it, and actually you need to look also at what fears come up when you go live, because this is really, really important. If you're not relaxed, and if you're still have some gremlins, and you're not confident, basically, and those gremlins will resurface, and it's always daunting to speak to a screen like I'm doing right now. But you know, just bear in mind that your audience needs to know what you do, needs to know you. So it's really important that you show up authentically and just be natural, basically. And there's no fear about going live. There's nothing. It's not like the camera is going to fall on you and it's going to break your head or something like that. So but I totally understand the fears that come up when you go live, and it's very, very natural and very normal. I mean, every time I go and present, I get that knot in my stomach. Basically, I do. I get that knot in my stomach, and my throat gets a little bit dry. Like, it's just very, very normal. But practice makes perfect, and nothing is perfect. So imperfect action, that's what I say all the time. It's a million times better than no action at all. So blog writing is one of the most effective tools for increasing organic search traffic to your website, to anything that you have online, and is highly influential with your buyer. When you have a blog post that is inspiring, motivational, and actually solves the problem, this can attract a lot of attention to your business. So keep on writing, and it doesn't have to be 5 pages blog post sort of thing. The most important thing is that you pick one of the problems that your audience is going through right now, and just write and give the solution in the blog article. And I know you have a lot of content. And besides, every piece of your content can turn into a blog post. You need to be creative with this. So you need to really step out of the box and see what can you get. What do you have your content arsenal already that you can turn into a blog post? And I can tell you that you can turn into a blog post, a podcast, a presentation that you've done online. You can do even offline. If you've done a presentation offline, you can turn that into a video. You can turn into a masterclass, whatever, and just do pieces of for your blog post. So I know you are very creative, but you still feel like all your great ideas are not organized. They're flying around in your head, and you're just stressing so much with it. And all you do is just hold your breath and don't follow through. And I know this happens all the time. So I just want to reassure you that it doesn't have to be like that. So let's fix this. Let's fix it. So the first thing that I will tell you is to get clear on your social media goals, right? Your audience will find you through your content. And to make it easier to post your content, create content buckets. And you can actually do a whole 90-day, like 3 months, content buckets, so that you can schedule them, and you can promote certain things that are coming up in the next 90 days. And get creative, get very creative, and tap into your story. No, there's no such thing as, oh, my story is not interesting, my story is not relevant enough. It is, because if you have overcome a struggle somehow, your story is relevant to somebody out there. You just haven't found it because you were in the process of finding them. Allocate some time to go live, and also so allocate time to be live and do your spontaneous posts. So ever so often, it's, for all us creative people, we just love be spontaneous and to just, we've got an idea in our head and straight away we need to go live. And this is what we need to do. We just do spontaneous posts. And I'm telling you for sure that these spontaneous posts are the best ever. Also, you can check the optimal times when your audience is online, and you can do this in the backend analytics of each social media account. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this. Use different types of content, mix and match. It doesn't have just to be recorded video. If one day you're not feeling too good, just write a post and post it. Write it, or even audio. You can do just audio and post the audio link. You can grab some videos from YouTube and schedule it to all your other social media accounts. But the most important thing is that to post content that is interesting to your audience. And this goes back to ask the questions. When you've asked the question, you know exactly what your audience wants. And therefore, you can build content that is interesting to them, that you will get messages that will go, oh my God, you're talking to me. Oh my God, I was just thinking about this today. Or I'm glad I read your post because this is exactly what I'm going through. So when you start getting this kind of comments, this is when people are going to start looking more and more and more on you, right? Because you are actually solving their problem. So to save you time, schedule your posts for consistency and increased visibility, which leaves more time to engage with your audience and do the odd spontaneous content creation and live video. Okay. You can schedule directly on some platforms, which is better. And or you can use third-party apps, and you can mix these two techniques too. Use content that you already have and repurpose. You do not have to invent the wheel. The wheel has been invented. So repurpose and, turn audios into written posts, turn posts into audios, whatever. You need to be creative and really think of some other things that other people might not be doing right now. So basically, you found them, right? And you've started those conversations. You know what they're going through. So how are you going to attract them? So when you're in a group and you're starting this conversation, and then you think, oh my God, I've got this download that is going to be amazing. I've got this podcast series that's going to be amazing for this specific person, right? As a freebie, as an irresistible offer that they can't refuse. You have to have something in place to allow this to happen, which is your attraction lead magnet, as I call it, right? So, because then you want to send them to your attraction lead magnet, which is that amazing download, that series of podcasts that are going to help and solve their problem. And they are going to download it on your website, and you are going to exchange an email address with them. It needs to be something irresistible. It needs to be something that they cannot refuse, that something that they were asking for in their minds, sort of thing. And this is the attraction lead magnet that I've talked to you about. So every launch that you do, every campaign, if you're launching a website, if you're launching an event, if you're launching a workshop, a conference, a group program, whatever it is, you need to have some sort of an attraction lead magnet, so that you can start sending people into your funnel, your sales funnel, so you can start building that relationship. Don't forget, the people that you've just met they're cold leads. They don't know you yet. They need more from you to trust you more. They need to start knowing you more. So the attraction lead magnet, what's going to do is give them kind of a solution to their initial problem or their nagging problem at the moment. So what I've done here is I've created a workbook that has 5 questions that you need to ask yourself when you're launching anything online. And also it's going to help you to create a high converting lead magnet, so that you can see your email grow and your tribe, your community grow into raving fans that are eager to know about your business. So basically, my audience are coaches and creative entrepreneurs, but a lead magnet can be used for any type of business, to be honest with you. So in this workshop, in this workbook, I'm giving you a little nugget on how to structure the lead magnet and create a lead magnet mastery, I suppose. So just to finalize this masterclass, I've got 3 things that I want to tell you. And the first thing and the most important thing is do your inner work first. To build, I know you have an amazing, big, huge vision, right? And sometimes when our vision is so big, we kind of lose track and start to get overwhelmed and start to doubting about, let me see if I can put there you are. So here I am. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So do the inner work first, because you need to really be in a state of mind that is going to give you the confidence to show up, to be out there. If you are not yet totally confident and know exactly who you're targeting and how to speak to them, how to communicate with them, it's going to be very, very hard indeed. So that's why I'm saying that all the time, mindset, it's the majority of the work. We need to do the mindset work first and then move on to running our own business. Second thing is take imperfect action. So imperfect action, like I said before, is better than no action at all. And it's so true, because if you're holding your breath and you're not following through all your great ideas that you have in your mind and you're not taking action, right? It's other people are going to overtake you on this massive road of coaches out there. The third point is consistency and repetition. So the more we do, the more we repeat our actions, the better we get at it. And consistency is one of those things that people talk about it all the time. But what we forget to do is look at our inconsistencies, because what are we not doing right now? And what is stopping us from doing it, right? This is the mindset work that comes in first place. And consistency is just a habit, you know. It's like washing your teeth. It's like, you know, cooking dinner every day. It's like going through, it's a habit and needs to be built. And again, repeating. I mean, I don't know how many times I've launched a group program, for example, and my first one was a complete flop. And I didn't give up. I just repeated it and made it better and made it better. And now I'm at the stage that I'm just so passionate about my group program that I'm still going to repeat it many times. Hopefully, you know, thanks to God, that I'm going to repeat it yearly. But I'm going to look at what's worked, what didn't work, and kind of ditch what it didn't work and do more of what actually worked. So this is what we need to look at, not at our failures and just, you know, stay on that path of I failed. Just look forward and make it better the next time, because, you know, there's no failure in my books anyway. So I'm going to put the link to the workbook in here on the webinar, right? And please go and have a look. If you haven't got a lead magnet yet, an attraction lead magnet, as I call it, go and have a look at those 5 questions, those 5 important questions that you need to ask yourself before you start creating your lead magnet. It really needs to be focused on what your audience wants. And when you know exactly what your audience wants, then you just need to give it to them. You just give it to them. So I hope this helps. I'm going to go now and finish this masterclass. But thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, if you want to contact me, I'm on increaseyoursocialreach.com/mastery. That's the workbook link. And obviously my website, increaseyoursocialreach.com. I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.